Well, so it's all done and dusted at the Eden Gardens. Well, to be honest, it was done and dusted a while back, wasn't it? The Mumbai Indians inflicting a 102-run loss on the Kolkata Knight Riders. And my question to Simon Doull and Zaheer Khan is this very technical question, is that should Mumbai Indians have enforced the follow-on?
That's very embarrassing, isn't it, for Kolkata? Very embarrassing.
It's the truth. I just speak the truth, gentlemen. Should be a 100-run follow-on. They should let you bat a second time if you're less than 100.
No, because then we wouldn't be starting the show until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Then cancel.
Okay.
I cancel the motion. Exactly. We still say that a third umpire should be able to overrule a no ball. But about the follow-on, we just strike that from the record. Correct. Yes? Yeah, we just strike that. Embarrassing, though, for, irrespective of what I'm saying, an embarrassing day for the Kolkata Knight Riders.
Yeah, clinical from Mumbai today. Right from about the 11th or 12th over when they looked like they were just maybe stuttering to a 160, 170 score. They took the game over. Ishan Kishan set the tone, carried it right through to the end. Ben Cutting finished it off, and then the bowlers were all brilliant. And KKR just had no show, didn't turn up today. And maybe they're just starting to feel a bit of that pinch of the season and only 11, 12 fit players.
Yeah, and also the fact that historically KKR in the last 4 games never have it that good, and MI historically in the last 4 games always have it very good. Let's have a look at the summary scorecard. And Zach, it makes poor reading, yes, for KKR, but it makes great reading for the Mumbai Indians. Look at this now. I'm not going to use that M word, but I am going to use the word saying they will take a lot of confidence from this and a booster shot to the net run rate.
Yeah, now they've defined the M word which you're talking about, which is momentum, I think, is with them.
Yeah.
You know, and two home games now after this is certainly gonna put them in a good position. I think, you know, Mumbai has been good playing the home games, but today I think, you know, with the bat, with the ball, it's just a perfect game for MI.
Yeah, and KKR didn't do themselves any favors with the runouts, right?
No, and they tried to go for it from the start. Lost Narayan early, which we thought they'd go upstairs. They bounced him out, and then Chris Lynn with the run out. There was never a run in it. That was not Uttapa's fault at all. There was no run in that at all. Lynn just took off, and Robin Uttapa might have taken a couple of steps, but it was straight to the fielder. So that was silly. And from that time on, they were never going. They needed 60 for none of 6. Otherwise, they were never a chance.
Yeah, and 60. Actually, interestingly, 60 in 6 would have still been below the asking rate, wouldn't it? Correct. It would have still been just a touch below the asking rate.
We're actually talking about last 5 overs, 75 runs, but I think the game was done and dusted by the time 8th or 9th over was bowled. I think, you know, when you lose 4-5 overs, chasing 210, it's never going to be easy. And Len and Dinesh Karthik, I think, you know, both of them getting run out was never going to help, and this kind of chases you've seen that someone has to go through. You know, someone has to bat that big innings of 70-80 runs, and someone needed to take charge against spin as well, you know, which was their hope was Robin Uttapa, I think, and even when he got out, so that the innings never really got going, I think, for KKR.
So I mean, we are talking about KKR's dismal show with the bat, but please don't think that we're not saying that MI's bowling was spectacular, because we are saying that. It was a spectacular bowling effort from the Mumbai Indians. Forget that they had 210 in the bank. Even if they had 150 in the bank, I mean, this is a really good all-round bowling performance, isn't it?
Kunal Pandya, I think. Kunal was brilliant, and bowling those 2 overs in the power plays, never easy. You know that 210 on board, batsmen are going to come at you. And in those kind of circumstances, to bowl 2 overs, and he's been bowling consistently 2 overs. I think
we talked about him when we did the preview of the Indian sides to go to England, and he was a guy that I thought should be in that Indian one-day side. I think if they're not going to pick Jadeja and not going to pick Ashwin in the one-day side, they need a guy who can bat and bowl a bit at 7, because all of the bowlers don't bat. I mean, they've taken the 2 leg spin or the 2 finger spinners in Chahal and Kuldeep, but none of them bat. So I just felt that Pandya was an ideal selection for that India moving forward to the World Cup. But I mean, I know that's completely off topic, but again, he's proving it that he can bowl. He came out tonight. He had 1 ball to face. Hit it out of the park for 6. You know, he's a big game player. He's another guy that when I talk to Shane Bond, he wants it. He sees Kunal Pandya as a real leader in amongst that group. He wants the ball, he wants to play, he wants to bat, he wants to be part of it. So, you know, he's just at the back end of the tournament, you want your guns firing.
Yeah,
They're just starting to find a way, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They're frightening for a few sides. I guarantee there's a few sides around going, oh, geez, here come Mumbai.
Not again!
Exactly.
Every year, not again. Krunal Pandya, we were talking about him when we were watching, and of course completely agree with what Simon is saying, his assessment of his talent, but also his temperament. He's shown just, there have been few pockets of play in the IPL of just walking up to a player who's probably dropped a catch or just taking the ball at times, and he shows that temperament, level head.
And he's someone who is showing that consistency as well. You've seen in IPL format that players have had a good season, but they've not been able to back it up with another good season. And for that, you need to have that temperament. You need to have that class as well, and you need to have that leveled head. Which is also a very, very critical part of your preparation. How you go on about your business. And Kunal is right up there. I think he's got all the right ingredients to be playing the highest level of cricket, and rightly so. I think he should be. He's been knocking on the door of Indian cricket for a while now.
Yeah, and he's in the India A squad. They have taken him in that. But
I think given that experience in England with the top side, because he could be a crucial member of that World Cup team next year. And the other thing about him, brilliant in the field. That catch the other night, running back, taking that catch the other night, called it, wanted it. I really like him as a cricketer. Mumbai Indians use their right to match cards for 2 KPs, and one of them is really firing for them, and we're talking about Krunal Pandya. Of course, MI has a record now against KKR as well, which is it's actually the biggest domination over another opponent. And I know if you're a KKR fan, look away right now. You really want to look away right now, because most consecutive wins against an opponent. So there they are. They're right up there. MI with KKR 2015 to present. Just remember that they're the only ones who have a chance to break that record, because the other 2 already done. That has stopped. And you never know. Next year, you never know. They're done for this year. Or you're saying there could be a playoff as well. Well, I don't think there will be. I don't think both of them have an opportunity to make it. But what I will say is that those demons that DK said weren't there, they were there. They were there. Those ones he tried to brush off at the toss. Oh dear.
They came,
were there. They were there.
They read their heads, and they were pretty much like this. You're going to screenshot that and make a meme, aren't you? You're going to do that. I know you will. I trust you. I have faith in you. Well, let's have a look at what the points table looks like at the end of that one. MI, as we had predicted earlier, remember I said this was a possibility, and it became that, of course, helped a lot by that steroid injection of the margin to their net run rate. They've jumped up. KKR's gone into negative now, and what do you know, till 2 weeks ago people were saying, where is MI, where is MI? Here they are now in the top 4 with the best net run rate out of all 8 teams.
Best net run rate of anyone, better than Sunrisers Hyderabad, who have won 8 out of 10 games. So that's a crucial thing heading into that last week of the tournament, their last 3 games. Just the simple thing that, if they get there with 14 points now, I mean, they might only have to win 2 more. Their net run rate is going to be way better than anyone else's on 14 points.
What do you know, Zach? The May team is back.
Clearly, and I think the net run rate is also a reflection of the kind of cricket they've been playing in the IPL. They've had too many close finishes, and everyone has been talking about that. If they start closing on games, this is how they will look like. On the points table, and points table is just a reflection of that. I think and especially the net run rate. I think they've been scoring runs but not winning matches. They've been bowling well but not closing on the games. And that's something right now, is that belief is just going to be back in that camp. And to back it up, they have a couple of seasons history as well, which they've been doing. So I think they're serious contenders right now, to go to playoff.
Ooh, lots of MI fans. The MI Pulton, of course, extremely happy. I'm surprised, because we're in Mumbai. I'm surprised that we can't hear the fireworks. I mean, we know the soundproofing in the studio is good, but if it can't keep the dance party out, I don't know how it can keep the fireworks out. So I'm sure we'll hear them shortly from. Or maybe they'll hold on to them till those 2 home games happen, until they're sure that their team is making a playoffs, looking very good for them. It indeed is. All right, well, that wraps up the conversation about today's game. We still have a game to talk about, which is tomorrow's game. So we'll quickly touch upon that. Now, tomorrow, interesting as well, because the Sunrisers Hyderabad have gone to visit the Delhi Daredevils. And the Delhi Dead, of course, the Sunrisers Hyderabad sitting comfortably where they are, but it's not like they're going to take it easy in this game, are they? I mean, this is a big game for them, and Delhi is feeling fired up as well, and they are when they're in Kotla.
Yeah, exactly. They just want to keep the train rolling, Sunrisers. They're playing winning cricket. It was a good chase the other night, their highest chase of the season.
Yeah.
They'd only chased down 151 prior to their game the other night, so it was good for them to have a decent chase on the board. I just love to see Delhi play on a grassy wicket with some pace and bounce in it and just unleash their bowlers and let those young kids, those young batsmen, just have some fun. Yeah. Anything that's short, they get in, they hook it. I mean, Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, Prithvi Shaw, they just want the ball coming onto the bat. They don't want it slowing up. They want Rashid Khan to have just skid on, no spin whatsoever.
Yeah.
And if they play on a hard, fast wicket with a bit of grass on it, I can see Delhi scoring big and winning that game.
That's why I say it's going to be a really interesting game, because it's happening at the Firozshah Kotla, and Delhi with their young guns love playing over there. Glenn Maxwell, your thoughts?
Well, he's been having a tough season, and we've been talking about if Delhi has to succeed, and if the injuries were not there, I think Glenn Maxwell would have been sitting on the bench a long time back. I think injuries have kind of helped Glenn Maxwell stay in that playing 11, and I think it's too late for Delhi as well. Like the Sunrisers is going to be tough opponents to beat. Doesn't matter what kind of wicket is. I think Sunrisers team is a very balanced team. So that's something which is not going to help Delhi's cause. And they've been playing good cricket. I think they've been putting runs on board. But I think it's a bit late in the tournament for them right now to kind of consistently, because every loss you kind of go back in that kind of mindset where you feel that okay, this season again is getting tougher and tougher, and one more loss and they're virtually out of the tournament.
Yeah, let's look at the points table again, and then I'll ask Dooley if he sees any changes for the Delhi Daredevils.
I've got some stats here.
Oh, you've got some stats.
I asked our man to do some stats.
Let's just quickly look at this, because you have them at they've played 10 games. Remember, there are 4 more games. Let's just say, flight to fancy, gentlemen. Even if they win all 4, they only reach 14.
Correct.
Right? So therefore, you envisage, 14's not going to make it.
Well, they're going to have to win by huge margins to even compete with Mumbai's run rate if Mumbai get to 14.
Yeah.
So Mumbai got 3 games left, and they could win 2 of those because they've got them at home.
Yeah.
And their net run rate is so good. So Delhi are going to have to win by 60, 70, 80 every game.
Hey, you know what
just to try and get to 14 and just to try and get their run rate high.
You know what is, though? The last game that both Mumbai and Delhi are playing is against each other.
Yes, correct.
Right?
Correct.
You never know.
I know.
Hey, listen, I'm calling it now. That's, 10 days away. But that could be interesting as well. And that's happening at the Firozshah Kotla. Well, you never know. I'm just saying. It happens. Yeah, so the stats here.
Well, I asked our man to just give me some stats on Glenn Maxwell, Colin Munro, and Jason Roy. Because I can't for the life of me understand why Glenn Maxwell has a free pass.
Yeah.
And he continually gets a free pass with every team he goes to. And his stats in India, internationally, 7 matches, 153 runs, averages 25, strike rate of 135. Munro, 8 matches, averages 34, strike rate of 137. This is only in India, in internationals. Jason Roy, 9 matches, averages 27, strike rate of 145. So both Munro and Roy have better records in India, in international cricket. Maxwell's played 61 IPL games in India with an average of 20. Strike rate 154, not bad, but when you're batting at 4 and 5, he averages 20.
Yeah.
And has got 250s.
Oh.
Only in 61 matches.
Wow.
Yet they bring Jason Roy in for one game, then they drop him. They bring Munro in for a game and they drop him. And Maxwell gets a free license, a free pass. He's got to go tomorrow night.
Yeah.
He's got to go. They've got to bring Jason Roy in at the top of that order and just move all of those young kids down 1 spot. So Vijay Shankar maybe comes in at maybe 5. I'm not sure about Namanoja. I'm sorry. I know he would have loved to have a go the other night, but it wasn't a great effort the other night. I'm getting the lad from Kings 11 Punjab, the big hitting Gurkeerat Man Singh. I want him in the side. I want Roy up the top. He'll open the batting with Prithvi Shaw, Shreyas Iyer 3, Rishabh Pant 4, Vijay Shankar 5, and Gurkeerat Man Singh at 6. Dan Christian, he'll go as well. And their other overseas, name escapes me right now, bring him back in and then that's my side.
They've got, didn't they get Junior Dalla as well?
They did.
They got Junior Dalla as well.
They have Manjot Kalra as well.
They have Manjot Kalra, they got Junior Dalla.
He's also a good order batsman, as in middle order, lower middle order.
Yeah, so they've got it. They've got the people there. And you're absolutely right about Glenn Maxwell getting a free pass, because once you read those numbers out, it just seems absolutely mind-boggling how that could keep happening. You agree with Dooley, don't you?
Absolutely.
You've got that
when you have those kind of
Zach
numbers.
had that little wry smile on his face saying, yes.
There's no debate there.
Yeah, there's no debate. It's like cut, copy, paste. Exactly what he's saying, I agree. Let's have a look at the Sunrisers Hyderabad team, though it does seem like an exercise in futility, because there's really nothing much you can tell them to do better, because they just seem to be getting everything right.
They've heard Dooley that he's been talking about Alex Hales, and that has changed the balance for sure. I think batting was a concern for Sunrisers Hyderabad in just that middle phase of the tournament, but now that is also been sorted. Bhuvneshwar Kumar has looked good. He was someone who's been resting out because of the injury, and Siddharth Kaul, I think he's been fantastic this season.
He'll also feel great about his India call-up.
Yeah. So that this team is looking very balanced, I think. I don't think they will be making any changes. They're just growing in confidence and creating the momentum which you keep talking about. So I think, well, this team has looked good before, and by performing so consistently, I think they're just proving that yes, the auction and everything has gone their way for sure.
But wouldn't it just be exciting if Delhi could beat SRH tomorrow?
Their only vulnerability, I think, for SRH, and we've talked about it a few times on Cricbuzz, is chasing 180, 190, 200. Now, the reason they might have struggled with that was they didn't have any real power if Shikhar Dhawan didn't go hard at the top. They brought Alex Hales in, so chasing 190, 180 now is a possibility with Hales, because he can get you off to that flying start.
They got very close with CSK.
Yeah, they did.
It was a 182.
Yeah, it was a 180 chase.
Got 4 run short.
Just over. So that was my concern with Sunrise. Their bowling is magnificent. I was at the game again the other night, and they just continue to do it. They're brilliant at it. So my only concern was the power at the top if Shikhar, and he hasn't fired. He hasn't had a great IPL thus far.
First few games were good, and then after that,
and he just sort of tapered off a little bit. So that was my only concern with him. As you say, Zach, bringing Hales in has just given them that power. It's allowed Williamson to be just take a little bit of pressure off Kane Williamson, I think, and that now looks like a very settled, very good side. They need Manish Pandey to fire. Shakib had a very good game the other night, got 36 and 2 for 30 as well. Picked up the big wicket of Kohli.
Yusuf's getting the big shots in again.
And Yusuf, Super Yusuf, one hand, dive, you beauty.
And
exactly.
He's running hard as well.
I tell you what. There used to be a lock, right? You know what a lock is? Played rugby for the All Blacks. Now he was one of the biggest blokes they ever had in the All Black pack. They used to call him Zigzag. That was his nickname. Because they reckon when he jumped, you could only just get a zigzag paper underneath his feet, because he couldn't get off the ground. So I saw Yusuf the other night, and I thought we could get a little bit more than a zigzag paper under Yusuf's feet the other night.
There were so many international references there that I know you have to Google a few things out of that.
All Blacks.
What a zigzag paper looks like, what the All Blacks are, what a lock is. But do it, because it's fun. And if you do it, and if you tell us all those things and you put the links in, we'll get Simon Doull to do the haka.
On my last night.
Yeah, on your last night,
If you bring a bottle of water with something.
I'm from Punjab. Near midnight, water is only mixed with drinks that begin with W, and I don't mean wine. Yes. All right. So, well, I think that's all we have time for, except giving out the Joy Factor answer. But before that, we must give out the question again, because those questions are tough to decode. Yes, they are. And Joy gives us especially long ones when he's not here, because then he doesn't have to read them out, right?
Exactly.
So, Fidel Edwards for West Indies, Khadgiz Rabada for South Africa, Jacob Ball for England, Zaheer Khan for Pakistan, Taskin Ahmed for Bangladesh. Who is it for India? What do all of these people have in common? You have to figure that out first, and then figure out who the corresponding person is for India. So, should we tell them?
I think so.
Do we know?
Did we figure it out?
They know.
It was best. Still have their best figures on debut in a one-day international.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
So those figures still stand as of now.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And here they are. Zaheer Khan had also picked up 3 wickets, by the way.
Yeah.
On debut. But 3 for 28 or something, was it?
3 for 48.
48. Oh, sorry. I was being kind.
I was too expensive. Back in the day, I was too expensive.
Stop it.
Today's cricket is fine.
Today's cricket.
Yeah.
Today's cricket, 48 is a good day.
Yeah.
Like today's cricket, 4 for 48 is a bad day.
Yeah.
Not 10 for 48. So Noel David is the right answer, and a lot of you have got it right. But the winner for the joy factor today is. Congratulations, Rohit Yadav. So, Rohit, he's got cricket in his name.
I tell you, he's got cricket all over it, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does.
His dad loved cricket.
Yeah, he does. Rohit, of
So
course.
he thought he could be an all-rounder, didn't he?
Yadav, a very common Indian cricket surname.
He thought he could be an all-rounder. Bat like Rohit, bowl like Yadav.
Yeah.
Just pick a Yadav. Doesn't matter.
Any Yadav.
Any Yadav.
By the way, Rohit has won the Joy Factor quiz before as well. So it's a repeat offender. Well done. Well done, Rohit. Let's
Quick
see you
off the
keep
mark.
at it. And congratulations. So that's all we have time for today. We, of course, have another dreaded M word over here, which is midnight. We usually go right past it. But today we have not. Today we're going before midnight.
Thanks very much to Mumbai.
Yeah, thanks very much, Mumbai. Thank you very much, Mumbai Indians. All right, so we're out of here. Normally we say we'll see you later today. Today we can say we'll see you tomorrow. So tomorrow 7:30 on Cricbuzz Live. I'd like to thank Simon Doull and Zaheer Khan. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
No
Thank you for a swinging time. Swinging time. I'm Gaurav Kapur, and all I have to say is Ajit Gadi Nikalo. Good night.